Rockstar Games. My name is Alan Wilkie. I've been in the GTA Online community since it began 5.5 years ago. That's a long time to be playing one game. I've had my ups and downs with GTA Online and its community. I'm also the leader of Sons of War MC, one of the oldest motorcycle clubs on the game, with its official date of September 27, 2013 on Rockstar Social Club. But today, I want to make a proposition for you, something that will bring back the community one last time. I give you over 150 crews, mostly motorcycle clubs and some street gangs and mafias. They are all here because they want the same thing as I do. They want a DLC that dedicates to all three of them. As I speak now, our petition on change.org has reached nearly 600 signatures. I will say, if there's any crews I may have forgotten to include, please forgive me. It was hard enough getting all these together as it is, and I promise I did try to include everyone. The DLC that I have offered is now known as the Gangland DLC, a DLC that would put the icing on the cake for GTA Online. If this was the last DLC to enter GTA Online, I believe a lot of the community would thank you for your effort, for listening to us, for including something that we desperately needed. In the last couple of years, GTA Online has been filled with military content. This includes the bunkers, hangars, and doomsday updates. As a community, we think you should look back on the way GTA Online used to be, before all this grief and content became a part of the game. So let me begin with this DLC idea. The Gangland DLC contributes to the three main factions that are present in online: bikers, street gangs, and mafias. These groups have some of the biggest role players on the game, yet we feel like the content for each of them is lacking. So let me list out what is needed. New gangs and abilities. At the moment, the only two gangs that can be formed in GTA Online are CEOs and motorcycle clubs. We believe you should include two more, so altogether we will be able to make CEO groups, MC groups, street gang groups, and mafia groups. These three groups in particular will all have their own abilities and features, but are very similar at the same time. They will all have a hierarchy, clubhouses, contract missions, be able to use the open road computer and use the factories that has, and spawn in specific vehicles. Bikers can spawn in motorcycles at any time, so we believe that street gangs should be allowed to spawn in lowriders at any time, and mafias should be allowed to spawn in sedans and other mob-looking vehicles. This would be a great improvement to online. The amount of car meets that take place daily would highly benefit from being able to spawn lowriders in at any given moment. New clubhouses. These individual gangs should have their own clubhouses. Bikers have clubhouses where they can store bikes. Street gangs should have hideouts where they can store lowriders. And mafias get the mansions where they can store their own fancy vehicles. Since day one, I still remember people begging for purchasable mansions, but we never got them. I counted around 20 mansions in Vinewood and in the mountainous areas around it that would fit perfectly for this group. The street gangs have plenty of large houses with garages and South LS. The bikers should also get a few more clubhouses, these locations being in the town of Grapeseed and even over by Chumash. We would also like to see a few more customization options to the individual clubhouses' interiors. New clothing, haircuts, and accessories. I could be here for hours talking about clothing options for bikers, but to be honest, the modders on PC have pretty much done your job for you. Bikers need more variations in their cuts, instead of everyone just wearing the same black cut. Let's look back, for example, at 2013. Rockstar, you should look back at these old jackets that you've made and come up with some new jackets and cuts with some cool designs that people can use. Or even just make more plain cuts with standard colours like red and green. With the biker clothes, players have wanted to add their own personal tags on them with their own text. Please include this feature. Lastly, the most common request from bikers is to have hoodies compatible with the cuts. We also want street gangs to have more plain colours for their clothing to represent their gangs. We also want more accessories such as face bandanas without a hat or glasses. Eye patches would also be a nice feature as well, and head bandanas would also be a nice touch. The mafias have a large selection of clothing, but I do believe they deserve some black suits with secondary colours to represent their family colour. For hairstyles, we just need more variations for our characters, as well as facial hair. Just one suggestion, can we please have a heavy Franz instead of just a light Franz? Is that possible? Weapons and vehicles. It would be nice to see a few vehicles for the individual factions, a few more bikes, lowriders and mob cars. People would like to see more customizable bikes at Benny's too, and a few more liveries for the motorcycles. Bikers also have been highly requesting the Western Sovereign without the American flag livery. For weapons, I believe the most requested by far is to see the return of the original wooden stock AK-47 from GTA 4. That is everything we really want to see in GTA Online. Next is a new feature that I believe would be very interesting to include into online. Territories. This concept dates back to GTA San Andreas. As you progressed into the game, CJ was able to take over territories for the families from the Ballas and the Vagos. I believe that the GTA Online sessions should be covered in territories, areas that you and your gang can claim as your own. I've seen some Mafia roleplayers do this type of thing on Instagram, and really it looks pretty decent. I've heard a few suggestions from people on how this could work with the territories, so I'm going to give out a few. 1. Include preset areas around the map that can be purchasable, only activated when the appropriate gang is formed. You can choose from many large areas around the map to have your territory appear in. To prevent numerous territories from appearing in the exact same area, the game will randomly choose a small portion of that area for you to use instead of the whole thing. 2. My favourite in particular, let the player go into a mode similar to creator mode and let them choose themselves where they want their territory. Maybe even place a few props here and there. If two people in the same session have territories that collide, then one territory must be slightly moved. 3. Have empty territories around the map for gangs to capture and claim, giving all gangs in the session the same advantage over the territories they want to claim, similar to the land grab game mode in Red Dead 1 multiplayer. In these territories, we can have AI gang members patrolling the streets wearing the appropriate clothing representing the type of gang they are in. They can carry weapons and wear the colour and crew emblem of the gang. They can defend you if you are attacked by other players in that area as well. Similar to the nightclubs, these territories also should give the player a small raise in money while they play in public sessions. However, they cannot claim the money until after a certain length of time or the money has reached a certain limit. This could make things interesting because while money is raising up inside a territory, other gangs in the session can start a gang war, allowing one gang to invade another gang's territory, allowing both sides to battle it out until one wins. This outcome could lead to the winning gang taking the spoils that the territory has been saving up for all this time, making public sessions much more interesting. To end this petition, there's a couple of small things people would like to see in GTA Online. Firstly, the role players have been begging for years to have public sessions that remove explosives, armoured vehicles, tanks and jets, bulletproof helmets, and definitely the oppressor. Make a separate session for the players that don't want to get griefed constantly. It would make such an improvement to the game. And finally, could it be possible to remove free aim assisted? Please? Rockstar Games, if you listen to this petition right now, I promise you will revive Grand Theft Auto Online for a long time until the next Grand Theft Auto title. End GTA Online with a good DLC, a DLC that your fans will highly appreciate. I hope you see this and see how desperately the players of GTA Online want this DLC. I want to thank everyone who has been supporting this petition. Thank you so much for all your help. I hope we finally get this one last DLC for GTA Online.